3 months ago, I went through my first like real heartbreak, and I felt like I was gonna die from the pain, and I was so depressed and struggling to see like that life would ever be okay again. And I was just praying to God that he would come back. Even if it wasn't what was best for me, I was like, I don't care, I just want him. And now I've really made peace with it, and I'm super happy with my life. And I've been reflecting on what really helped me, and I wanted to put it into a video. So the first thing that's really important is to take care of yourself. Do not stop feeding yourself. Do not stop taking care of yourself. Do not stop sleeping. Especially if you're trying to work on self-love, you can listen to all the affirmations in the world, but if you are not treating your body well, if you are literally not taking care of yourself, then your subconscious is never gonna accept that you love yourself, because you're literally treating yourself horribly. Like, you wouldn't treat someone you love like that. So number one priority is really take care of yourself. Eat enough, do all the things you need to do. I feel like this is something that people kind of struggle with sometimes when they're in a really dark place, when they're really depressed, but I think it's so important. In order to get you out of that place, you have to just do it, and you have to be disciplined in that way. And just know that you deserve it. You deserve to eat. You deserve to be healthy. You deserve to feel good and fuel your body. The second really important thing is really feeling your emotions, expressing your emotions. Don't try to suppress them. Don't try to distract yourself all the time. Don't turn to substances. Let yourself really truly feel your emotions, because that's the only way for your emotions to actually get out of your body in a healthy way. And that's the only way for you to actually move on from things and feel happy again. You have to get the emotions out. And so some ways that we can express emotions and actually move them out of our body is crying, talking about it, whether that's journaling, whether that's talking to a friend, a therapist, a camera. Creating art is really, really powerful for expressing your emotions, moving through your emotions, and it has been super healing for me. And it's super healing to turn your pain into art that can help other people, or even if you just keep it to yourself, whether that's writing a song, making a painting, making a YouTube video, making a short film, any kind of art, any kind of way that you like to express yourself. I honestly think this is actually like the quickest way to move through a negative emotion, is to create art surrounding it. I think that's like what we were made to do as humans. And you might even be able to help someone else. And once you've let yourself really express and feel those emotions, at a certain point you have to pick yourself back up, and it's time to start envisioning a beautiful future without them. You really have to see that there's a positive life for yourself, whether or not they're in it. I was really in denial about the breakup for a long time, but once I finally accepted that there's no hope of a future with him, I definitely cried for a few days like at that realization, but I started to envision the life I want and envision that I would have a beautiful life, and that all of this happened to give me the best possible life. And so really set your sights on that life you want and how you're gonna get it. And also working towards that has really helped me to feel happy and fulfilled again. Again, you don't wanna completely distract yourself all the time. You do wanna let yourself feel the emotions, but obviously you want to find that balance between constantly being sad and being in those emotions and constantly distracting yourself. You want to find like a nice healthy balance that works for you. And I know it can be really hard when you have to go to work and stuff and kind of turn off your emotions, but however much you can avoid that is really going to be beneficial. A lot of times when we're grieving something and we're really sad about losing something, and this really applies to anything, not just heartbreak, we're actually upset about what we perceive the future to be. You know, we're upset that we're not going to be able to talk to them anymore. We're upset that the life we envisioned with them isn't going to happen. We're upset that maybe we see a really negative future for ourselves now without them. And all of these things are actually delusions. Like, they're all an illusion that you're creating in your head, that you're allowing to upset you and really take control of your emotions. Because in the present moment, you're probably fine, and maybe you could find joy and you could hang out with friends, you could do something fun, you could enjoy your time alone. But you have all these delusions about the future and about what you think you lost. And that's really what most of the pain is coming from. So if you're gonna be delusional, why not be delusional in a really positive way and imagine a really positive, amazing future for yourself? And that grief is still really valid. You should still let yourself feel those feelings, but at a certain point, just realize like what the situation actually is, and that you're gonna be okay, and everything in the current moment is okay. And I know that sometimes it's actually not, but I promise you it will be. And just be kind to yourself and focus on getting through it, because one day you're not gonna feel that way, and one day you're gonna have a beautiful life. But yeah, I just realized that so much of what I was upset about actually was not happening to me in that current moment. It was actually just my perception of what things would be, and there was no point in me becoming upset about those things and giving those things my attention. So I really learned to enjoy the present moment and remember that I do enjoy being alone with myself. And if you have a lot of negative self-talk and you don't enjoy being alone with yourself, that's a whole other issue, but I promise you, you can get through that. I used to be like that. Maybe I'll make a video about it, but maybe this is all happening so that you can learn to love being alone with yourself and you can learn to love yourself. And I do think all of this happened to make me the best version of myself and help me to grow and learn so much. But yeah, setting my sights on the future I want instead of grieving the one that I thought I lost, allowing myself to think of a new amazing one and create that and work towards that has really helped me find happiness and fulfillment again. And just remembering that I do love my life, I do enjoy my life. I mean, I really didn't feel that way at the time that I got broken up with because I was dealing with a bunch of health issues and I felt like I had lost everything. But all of that really just helped me to learn and grow and change all my habits and work towards becoming a better person. I feel like sometimes we do get broken up with like at a really low point in our life or at a really hard time because it's gonna show you just how strong you are and really build your confidence and really help you to love yourself again. And one day you're gonna look back and be so happy that everything happened the way it did. I watched this video about a girl who went through a breakup like right during the COVID lockdowns. And yeah, it's like sometimes we kind of lose everything at once and have to really rebuild from nothing. But that just allows for so much room for growth, so much possibility. Really anything is possible. No matter how much you think it isn't. Like I was really sick and I was like, I'm not going to be able to travel. I'm not going to be able to do any of the things that I want to do with my life. But I just decided to stop thinking that way. So stop like making yourself miserable about a future that hasn't even happened. Stop worrying about things that haven't happened. They did a study where 89% of the things that people worry about never actually happened. So imagine how much time you're wasting worrying about things that literally aren't going to happen. How much time you're literally making yourself sad when you could be happy because you're just worrying about the future. If you're gonna be delusional, be happy. And in the study also, if the thing did happen that they were worried about, 75% of people said they handled it a lot better than they imagined they would. I think it's really just not worth it to worry about the future. You could spend your whole life stressed about the future and your whole life is gonna pass you by and you'll be unhappy. Think about maybe all of the things you worried about in the past too and how much time and energy you've given them that actually never happened. And that's probably what's happening right now, so stop stressing about it. I really believe everything is happening for a reason and this is turning you into the best version of you, and I hope that you can adopt that belief as well. You are gonna look back and be so happy for all of your growth, so happy at the person you become, and so happy that everything happened the way it did.